and welcome to Making It, Artisan Stories. I'm Linda Marie Colon, your host, doing the most, and I'm here today with Alyssa Boran, owner and operator of Catalyst Art Studio here in Wallingford. So welcome, Alyssa.
Thank you.
Great to have you. I love the shirt. I'm a big Frida Kahlo fan.
She's awesome.
I want to know everything from art is your passion, how did it become your passion? We'll get to all of these amazing pieces of art that are you specifically created.
Yes.
And everything that you offer. But first, tell me a little bit about how you became an artist.
Ever since I can remember, I've always done lots of different artworks, mostly drawing, and then I got into painting and all the mediums. I like to use lots of different things.
So a lot of mixed media?
Yeah. My favorite, I think, right now is acrylics, and then I like pastels. But I really like to do everything, pottery on the wheel.
Oh, so you're weaving in crafts.
Yeah, yep.
But pottery is an art form, and you have after-school programs
Yes.
that you're teaching as well as creating art with adults.
Yes, we have both children and adults that come into the studio.
Okay, so throughout your academic career, were you artsy?
Yeah, I always enjoyed the art classes the most. I actually have some artwork that's up in DAG still, the middle school I went to.
Okay, so you're a local.
We did a big mural of Main Street.
Okay.
And the houses are still there. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Involved with the painting of the shop windows on?
We did the fire hydrants. We made one into a little penguin, and the minion we rejuvenated a little.
Okay, I've seen the Minion.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
It's so cute. I love it. We didn't originally do it, though. We just touched him up.
How did you go from art student to owning and operating an art studio and working with children and adults? How did you make that transition?
Probably when I was 18 or 19 years old, I started working at the Wallingford Art Center. It was awesome because it had a lot of artists. It was a very, from all over the community that were really into it. There wasn't as much business as there is now. People weren't very interested in art. It was mostly the artists that were,
Kind of trying to do a collaborative, trying to get together,
right.
Share supplies maybe.
Yeah, and we would do like little art classes, and I had thousands and thousands of ceramic molds that I would pour. It was really cool, but there wasn't as much interest at the time. I ended up taking it over, and we had the basement level, the main street level, and then we had an upper level, and it got to be a little too much. The overhead was too much for the demand that we had. So I ended up moving a little down the street, and I taught pottery classes, which was awesome, but it just wasn't as popular as it is now.
And it didn't take off yet. And now I feel like everyone's doing art in some form. Children, adults, there's, wine and paint nights. And I think that you have some of these wonderful works of art that you've created yourself, and are some of these based on some of the programs you're offering?
Yeah, I have several different programs. The one behind me is for adults. That one's coming up where you can, I guess once you add alcohol into the mix, it becomes much more popular.
Oh, this is one of the ones where you can bring wine, bring snacks, bring your gal pals, and just paint and hopefully listen to some of the direction you're giving. And
it depends.
Pick up some artistic skills, maybe not. Something worthwhile that you can hang on your walls after
this is
it's all said and done.
This one's very Bob Ross-esque. It's got a lot of his kind of techniques in it.
Okay.
So it's nice and simple. We also have one for the kids. We do like a drop-off. You can drop them off and go somewhere else, have a night out, or even stay in and have a quiet evening. And then
and so the kids are learning some techniques while they're doing this, and then you're there teaching them and then showing them that they can actually light this up. This is fabulous.
Yeah, they love that one. This one is an example of the family one. An adult will choose a side to do, and the child will do the other side.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so they're kind of working together.
Yeah, and then you put them together and they make one picture.
Right.
When there's more difficult shapes, I do have stencils. I would just trace this on here for the kids because it's not a very organic shape like this one would be.
So give them a little help. So tell me, now you have an interesting background because you were schooled here in Wallingford, as you mentioned, and then you kind of became international and you went off to Turkey, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do there? That's amazing.
Well, I met my husband here 3 months after meeting him. He said, I'm going back to Turkey. Would you like to come with me? And I was like, okay.
Just like that?
Yeah. So I got on the plane and went there, and I stayed there for about 9 years. It was pretty awesome.
Any art?
Yes, everyone's really into art there.
Okay, so you were right in your element.
Yeah, it's a very cool place to be.
Oh, that's amazing. So did you take any art classes? Did you find yourself in with an art community so you can keep up with your skills?
I kind of kept to myself, but I did go to some art classes, but it was kind of more like an open studio where you just came and did your own kind of thing amongst other people.
So you work on your own medium and just a place to go and community-wise art.
Yeah.
And then you came back.
Mm-hmm. And then my mom used to work down the street, and she would always use a bank. So she would walk by this space, and she saw that it was for rent. She's like, Alyssa, why don't you open up one of those art drink and paint places? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because we would always go do it together.
Oh, so you were going to the wine and paints, other places.
We loved it. We would go all the time. It was our favorite thing to do. And I'm like, Mom, you're nuts, because I was working at a daycare at the time. Mm-hmm. So I let it just blow over, and about a week or so later, she calls me up and she's like, yeah, I booked a meeting with the landlord to just, go look at things. I'm like, you're
awesome.
nuts.
So she's moving things along for you.
Yeah.
Yes, you just show up.
So then I met with him, and I ended up just signing the lease, and it's been great ever since then. This time it worked out. It's a totally different experience, and it's so nice when people enjoy what you do.
And so, like we said, you're catering to children from which age group?
Really,
when they start
any
visiting?
age. We can do we have a lot of birthday parties that they really enjoy doing that. If you have a child that's I've had a 1-year-old birthday party where I can put a resist, and a resist is something like you could tape it off, and they paint the whole thing with whatever kind of paint they want. You pull the tape off, and you have a design, like maybe a heart or something.
Okay.
Any age.
So you're doing art from 1 and up.
Yeah.
Ages 1 and up.
Yeah.
And then you have some after-school programs, vacation.
Yep.
What other media are they working with?
I have wooden signs.
Oh, nice.
Which these, I think it's shifting to, it used to be canvases, now it's shifting to the wood at the moment.
Wooden signs are taking off, definitely.
Yeah. These are all done with stencils, so it's very simple. The stencil's cut out. It's like a big, huge sticker that you stick on here, and the sticker is missing in the places that the paint would be. And you just paint it, take the sticker off, and you have your design.
Okay, that's great. So everyone has a work of art, regardless of level of artistic ability.
This is pretty simple. You can't really mess it up.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, you're definitely set up to succeed. What do we have over here?
That's one of the first paintings I did when I opened up. It's actually it's very popular with older people. They love cardinals. My grandpa took a picture that it's based off of.
Oh, and so you painted according to the photograph.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
They like it.
And so you're a mom, and so you're balancing a full-time art studio that is also night classes in addition to weekends?
Yes, mostly nights and weekends.
How are you balancing the business part, the creative part, the mom part?
It just happens. It just seems to happen.
Mm-hmm. And is your daughter involved in all the art too? Is she artsy? Does she?
Yeah, she likes dancing more.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a form of art.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that she would really like to paint. Mm-hmm. I take her to the summer camp sometimes because she has to come along with me, and sometimes she's like, I've had enough of this.
Let's go dance.
So we'll break it up.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just mix things up.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, and you're doing other types of camps, other things besides painting.
Yes.
What kind of crafts?
We do all different things. It's all mixed. Clay, painting, crafty things, all different things.
So all of that media is available.
Yes.
So you don't, if you're not good at painting, you can try something else. And then if you're not good at, say, pottery, you can try something else. So there's really something for everyone.
There is, yeah.
And that's amazing because you recently rebranded, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So did you move locations and then just?
Yeah, it was shut down. So when I had the first place, it didn't do well. I shut it down. I moved to Turkey for 9 years, and then I came back.
And that's when you
reopened a little further down the road.
Okay, and so you rebranded, changed the business model.
Right.
And how are you finding that balance? Like when you are trying to be creative and then you are trying to manage the business side and you are trying to market.
I just feel like I'm always working. It's fun. I love it, but it's interesting. I learn something new every day. And
as far as even just operating a business in general and meeting all the requirements.
Right. That was tough. That was tough to learn. I just jumped right into it. Because it was pretty much all set up for me when I took it over the first time, the previous business. So this time I had to do it from scratch, and it was tough.
A completely different challenge.
Yeah.
Well, you seem to be doing well.
Yes, yep.
And you're much happier, and you've rebranded, so things are...
Yeah, they're doing.
And what's significant about the name of the studio, the Catalyst Art Studio? Is
there
a
was
story
the worst.
behind it?
That was the worst part of opening this place. My mom and I were just thinking, and I would go on social media and ask for people's opinions, and I would get 50 different opinions, and I'm like, this isn't working. So we were looking in art term, like a glossary of art terms, and we were reading this, and she's saying words, and I'm like, no. She's like, catalyst. I'm like, yes, that might work. We were thinking of happy trees, but we weren't sure if it would be, copyright.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Yeah.
So. Catalyst sounds safe.
Yes.
And a safe, artsy name.
Yeah, it was hard. I didn't want to go with something that was cheesy. It was difficult, but I'm happy with the name now. But man, that was tough.
That was a challenge, just naming.
It was, yeah. That was the most difficult part.
It's like naming your child, right? You got to have the right name because it has to match with the last name, and then we can't traumatize them because if it sounds like something else. So, and it's pretty permanent. So.
Yeah, my daughter's got a Turkish name, so everyone's kind of confused about her
okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Who else is helping with the business? Are you really doing it all by yourself, or do you have your?
I have helpers. My mom helps a lot.
You have a staff?
No staff.
Okay, so you're definitely.
I hired someone for the summer camps, so she worked. It was so helpful to have someone working alongside me, and it was interesting because I would have my mom come help sometimes before that, and then I actually hired a real artist, and she was giving input to people, and I'm like, this is strange, but it was really nice. It was nice to be able to take a step back. So I'm looking forward to the summer again when I can hire her again for the classes. It was great.
Do you have a lot of repeat students that come back, and campers, and even just the wine and painters?
Yes, it's mostly the children. I have a lot of repeat children that come, and I'll see adults back again.
What do you think is the draw? Like the kids have a great time. Is it
the
social aspect? Are some of them just really there to learn, to improve their artistic skills, or is it just a nice integration of everything?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like they'll come with their friends a lot of the time, and they'll come together. They really enjoy working on the art, and we play games and stuff too. It's not like they're sitting there the whole time, working on a project, because they can't. They don't have.
You break it up.
Yeah. So we'll do games. We'll do little mini projects, things to kind of keep them excited.
I was going to say, do you think that helps their focus, and when they get back to their art projects, so you kind of break things up?
Yeah.
And then when you reconvene, it kind of helps with their focus. And then do you see a progression in art skills for those repeat students?
It's so cool. I remember when I first opened, I had this one woman that came in, and she was okay. It was her first time painting, so she did great for her first time. And then she would come back. She came back another time, and it kept getting better and better, and it was so cool to watch that.
So to watch her evolution and really see the excitement.
Yeah, she really picked up on it, and she started painting really well. It was really it was excellent to see.
And I think that's probably rewarding for both, right?
Yes.
The student as
I
the
love
teacher.
it. I love it so much. I'm so happy that it's successful and people enjoy it and they want to be there. It's like it's the best thing ever to come into work and then see these kids that are just having so much fun, or the adults that, you know, it's fun, especially when alcohol is involved.
I'm sure.
We have a great time. So
I'm sure.
It's so rewarding in that aspect, and it's very different from the first time I opened when it just wasn't popular at that time. So
yeah, the demand has definitely grown, and it's your time. And sometimes that's how it happens. It just, you know, their first try, and then you stuck with it, and now Catalyst Art Studio is a great success, and you've got a lot of art students out there, the next generation, and you've got adults.
They're awesome.
And so usually word of mouth, right? And
yeah, that's the biggest advertising tool for me.
So you have everyone talking art.
Yeah, that they do it for me. I don't really, you know.
Well, that's amazing, and it speaks to the experience that they have with you.
Yeah.
And that they're able to share that with others.
I love it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Alyssa, and best of luck with continued success for you. Thanks for coming to share your amazing talents and art, and just to even be sharing it within the community. I'm Linda Marie Colon, host for Making It Artisan Stories. And thanks again, Alyssa. This is Alyssa Boran from Catalyst Art Studio.